In case you're just joining us, the show is The Desk. My name is Shadrack Kisame, and we are live on U24 television. But remember, we're broadcasting live on the road, Luthuli Avenue, and we are in Bugolobi at Talent Wars Limited. Now, Talent Wars have taken a front row seat at creative incubation, and they've also, developed this space. If you want to shoot content, whatever you want to do, they are the people to go to. They've given us this space to shoot and sensitize the nation. But remember, we are talking about suicide prevention. Now, for Arts Fund, they've said this month is our month for suicide prevention awareness. And they're saying we need to do what we can to close this gap. But follow us on our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, everywhere. The name is Shadrack Kisame and U24 Television. Is Arts Fund on social media?
Yes, we're on social media, we're on Facebook, Twitter.
So if I want to kill myself, I just go to Facebook.
Please call us on our
Sorry, I'm talking about it as if it's a loose thing, but it's a serious one.
Yes.
I mean, when I get, feelings of, can I go and talk to Mary, or I never know who I'm talking to?
Yes, Arts Fund has a team of professional counselors. We have a crisis line that you can reach us out on anytime. Right. So let's just dive into the discussion, guys. What are some of, because the numbers are alarming. And statistics have it that it's mostly in low income areas and middle and low income countries. That's where people are taking their lives at a very high rate. The percentages are alarming. What are some of the causes of these suicide cases that we receive?
Oh yeah, now as causes of suicide, suicide is a big thing, and by the time someone determines that I'm going out to terminate my life too, is so a lot. It's really difficult to terminate your life, trust me. That's why some of them end in suicide abortion or attempted suicide. But by the time someone says now, I'm confident, I'm actually taking my life off, it's really so hard. We can group them into categories. Majorly, we can have the biological and psychological, and then the social. But again, the biological, we won't go so much in the biological aspect because to involve science, and it does not. People are not aware about the biological. But now the social and the psychological, which are actually in the population and the communities where we live in. The biological, something of human But now the social and the psychological, these are things we face in our day-to-day lives. Like we can start with the
biological, and it caught my mind.
It caught my mind.
So something hormonal can lead to a suicide case.
Oh yeah. We have just a hint. Now we have what we call the neurotransmitters in the central nervous system or in the brain and understanding. These neurotransmitters are responsible in emotional regulation, like the serotonin and stuff. So when you have like low serotonin levels, someone may find himself having suicidal ideations or out of nowhere. Someone has the money, someone has, but finds himself dreaming, wants to kill himself, having suicidal ideations. So, but when they do tests, maybe the CSF flow, major intrinsic, they are inside, they are within us.
I just find myself feeling like
yes. I just feel like you don't see sense in life. Most of these people who have mental illnesses, like the depression and other mental illnesses, you may find that their serotonin levels are low, or their metabolites that are responsible for formation of serotonin, they're actually low. So they have low serotonin, so they just find themselves intrinsically think about killing themselves. Yeah.
Let's go to the social ones where most of the people who are watching me, Mary, the guys who are watching, most of them are youths, and they have every reason, even politics. Someone, because the political party is not in power, they can
talk about it.
Let's talk about some of those.
Well, I would say that for youth, young people like us, one of the things that drive us to that place of, let me end my life. There is that sense of worthlessness, that chronic feeling of worthlessness, uselessness, burdensomeness, when someone feels like they're a burden. And this kind of feeling goes on and on and on. And some of things can be triggered by the things that we go through, life situations, tragic things that happen. But most importantly, the lack of true, meaningful social connections.
What is that? So much English.
Well, yes. Well, you say, Shadrach, you can be my friend here, but you're not really present in my life. So when I go through something difficult, I lose my job, I lose my girlfriend, my relationship ends, and I'm going through and I'm questioning myself. You know what? And you're not really present there. You're my friend, but we don't have that connection. We don't talk about things. When we meet, we just, take a break, walk away like everything is okay. So the next thing you hear, I'm gone. Like, so when I go through a season like that and I do not have that support, that social support, or people to help me divert my mind and think about something else, do you know what? The next thing, these feelings keep affirming themselves in me. They overwhelm someone, and then they can reach that point where they
Maybe let's just talk about the pretense right now that's happening. Guys don't even have friends. People, we don't have friends anymore. Like, you're talking to someone and this guy is like, it's not even your friend.
Yeah. I've actually been reading an article about, these days how people break up. Do you know how they break up?
How do they break up?
They ghost. Like,
They just ghost.
Yes. All of a sudden you lose communication.
That's just it.
yeah.
Isn't it better than I don't love you anymore?
Yeah, it puts some sense of,
yes, the kind of tension it brings, the kind of emotional difficulty it brings is one that also can trigger someone to feel.
Does he still care? Is he done with me?
The suspense.
Yes.
Someone can wait for a call within a course of a day, like nothing is there. Maybe you'll call tomorrow, such,
Yeah, but back to the question that you have asked, that
some of the major causes, really.
Yes, the major causes. Yes, we have looked at people go through life and they don't have the friends. They don't have the
friend through the tough times.
Yes, and unfortunately, even for children or younger ones, we can assume that they have their parents. But if parents are not that involved in their lives, so I think it is very important for each one of us. Suicide is real, the ideation is real, and we need, as a community and as young people, to be there for each other and to know how to ask the right questions, but most importantly, to always seek for professional help.
And maybe to add on, Shadrach, there's something we as adolescents really face to a given extent. You've been now in school, dad has been giving pocket money, now you come into the world. So there's what we call failure to adjust. Someone can
just kill yourself, guys.
Shadrach, you've been getting something to eat. Now they are telling you have to pay where you sleep, and you have to get something to eat by yourself. It's sweet. It will put some tension. And then some parents are really so difficult. They may even tell you, don't come back home. I've paid tuition for you, and you're coming back home. What do you mean?
I think I'm such a parent. I think I'm a tough parent.
So it really puts some tension on adolescents. You find an adolescent just killing themselves from the building. They have just graduated and they are killing themselves.
Is that the story of the guy that jumped off the building?
Yes, talk about it. They're in schools and they just feel like they want to jump and die. And also they increase the levels of family dysfunction on whatever levels. It has level 1, level 2, level 3, and this really, we fight as parents. Parents fight, but then they don't give the perspective of the children. How are children going to see it? To a given extent, they fight to the level that the community knows. When they see them passing, I saw that beating your mom, and and then Shadrach, this is really so important to children. There's a way children perceive it. Like my dad and mama are always beating themselves up, and it's really not so. It's challenging. And then the psychological stressors. Shadrach, I received a client at. Sometimes we are placed at Butabika Hospital. Most of the time we are there. And then this guy was like, he had unreasonable comparisons. And then, you know, you could be there and then you want to be like someone. And then if you don't be like that someone, you really want to, why me? Why can't I be like Shadrach? Why can't I be broadcasted on media? I mean, so this guy was just 18 years. But then was comparing himself to his friend, and then the parents were really so dope. They were rich. And then he had a lot of side ideations just because he has failed to be like someone he wants to be. Always, you know, that unreasonable comparison. You can't reason it out. That I mean, we are different, you know, and such stuff can really bring about suicide.
Right. Guys, we cannot exhaust all this in the 30 minutes on the desk, but let's go for a breather. When we come back, we'll finalize some of those causes, and then now the prevention aspect that you guys are
very
doing.
important.
Just talk about that and how people can reach you. After the break, do not go away. I take a breather and I return in a moment. The World Health Organization reports that actually 77% of suicides actually happen or occur in low or middle income countries. Now, Eswatini and Lesotho are taking the lead with over 87 out of every 100,000 people taking their own lives. Today, on the desk, we're going to be centering our focal point on suicide prevention, because guess what? It is Suicide Prevention Month. And Acts Fund has decided to give us the information that we require so that we reduce this gap. My name is Shadrach Kisame, and guess what? You are live on the continent's leading intellectual platform, actually the highest platform for solution finding. I'm talking about none other than the Destiny. I will trust that every time you watch U24, you are inspired, you're motivated, but above all, you are educated. Like tonight, it's going to be suicide prevention. And guess what? The lady and the man in the chair, they're not people who just watched things on TV, had them on radio, and now they're coming to tell us. No, they are professionals, they are counselors, they handle this every day with Acts Fund. Get back to us on our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, Twitter, everywhere, YouTube, Shadrach Kisame, and you'll definitely have to know what the desk is all about. But guess what? We are on the road, and this week we are at Luthuli Avenue, and we are at Talent Walls, and they are the ones that have given us this love, this space to shoot and sensitize the nation. But for now, the desk is live. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh,
you're welcome.
You know, I've had so many people from Acts Fund, you know, your colleagues come here and sensitize the nation, and I'm glad that we're doing it again in this month of suicide prevention. I'll let you guys introduce yourself, and then we'll start the conversation. But as they say, ladies first.
Thank you, Shadrach. This is so good. I'm so happy to be here. My name is Bamanya Mary. I am a team leader from Acts Fund. Acts Fund is Action for Community Treatment Services. It's an NGO that focuses on mental health, and we're excited. I'm excited to be here. So thank you.
Amazing. Men last.
All right. Thank you very much, Shadrach. As my colleague Mary said, my name is Tom Sange Gideon from School of Psychiatric Clinical Officers, Utabika. I'm a team leader in Acts Fund, and as you know, since 2014, Acts Fund has been on a drive bridging the gap between mental health and the population. And Shadrach, I'm so happy to be here, to be live, to coordinate with you, and hope for the best. Thank you very much.
I'm telling you, you know, whenever I'm talking to people doing mental health things, I'm thinking, do we really have mental health cases in Uganda? Because I think maybe to be a Zoom. You know, I told Mrs. Chibuka Diana the other day. But these things via Zoom in America. Oh, I have mental health. We were born with hard skins. if you guys can, you know, maybe assure us that we have mental health issues, because I saw again on the internet that in Uganda, in 3 people, 2 people have mental illnesses. How true is that for Uganda?
Well, according to the statistics that we have, we know that 14 million Ugandans suffer from a mental disorder. So that could be depression, which is actually the commonest, and anxiety. Also putting together other conditions like schizophrenia, OCD, bipolar, and and many more. And interestingly, according to the statistics, 22% children and 24% adults. That is a very high number. And
but before you even go forward, why are children having mental health issues? They're providing food for you. They are paying your school fees. We are here suffering on the road, in the field. Why would a child have mental health issues? If you just enlighten us, maybe. Because that's a high percentage for children, really.
When you say children, most people think mental illnesses and mental issues should be in the youth and people who are coming to the world and seeing things are difficult. But when you say children, it really starts from the what we call the neurodevelopmental disorders. Many children are suffering from these. Even if you live around those ones, children are suffering psychological deprivation by the parents. You know, these days parents have money and they really have a tight schedule of work. So they really come back in late night and then go back early morning. And then this child, when he goes back to school, then doesn't see daddy, doesn't see mommy, that love. So this child will really have the psychological issues and will really turn out to be like not normal like others. So may turn out to maybe reject the parents, and in the long run, maybe when he sees a visitor, will really want to cling to the visitor, loves the visitor more than the parents. Sometimes it really turns out not well for the children.
I know I don't want to spend so much time about the children, but I feel like because it doesn't make any sense. For us, we grew up and if your dad does not come back for a month, you remember Safari dads?
yeah, but that was not a healthy way of growing up.
Oh, really?
And that is why we have these statistics. Yes, so unlike adults, children, you know, mental health is about how someone feels, how someone is able to process life, the emotions of others, and also how they their intellect. Are they able to come up with solutions? How is their creativity? How are they dealing with life's challenges?
Right.
Now, a child does not have the resources, but remember, they are also in the world, just like you, the adults.
I agree.
So they do not have the resources, they don't have the knowledge that you have. The development of their brains is not as you are. They don't have the information that you have, that adults have. So in their way, they also face their own challenges.
Right. Before we even dive into suicide prevention, what are some of the things that ActsFund is doing currently on ground? Are you guys doing any things?
Yes.
Oh yeah, ActsFund is doing a lot of things as regards our motto that says that we want to ensure that the world, most communities in the world can access mental health, full access of mental health wellness. Literally, we are reaching out to schools. We have programs, schools, community awareness, we call them semantic areas. So literally, each team leader has a semantic area to take upon those in the communities. Like me, personally, I'm a team leader, community awareness. Right. So we go back to the communities and sensitize the population. You know, mental illnesses start right from the communities. And then they come to the hospital, majorly with Tabika, and these patients have to go back to the communities to avoid institutionalization. So now we go to schools. Currently on 13th of September, we were at Massagia Division headquarters, and we were talking to the youth about mindset change and the courage to change. So we are doing a lot of work. These media awarenesses will come, like you hosted us. We talk about, like today we're going to talk about suicide. Next time we talk about another thing. So we all go on and sensitize people major about mental health and illnesses.
Before we go for a break, before we go for a break, is it men or women that have the most mental health issues?
Actually, the numbers...
She's trying to be biased. She's trying to be biased. Yeah. Be a professional.
I'm telling you. From statistics. Unfortunately, there is not a lot of numbers, a lot of data. But now when you look at suicide a bit, let's look at the aspect of suicide. Women have the ideation. The ideation is more on the women's part.
But the execution.
And the execution is on the men's part.
So men are
I want to say
themselves.
that both men and women, we are all susceptible to mental health issues.
And maybe to add on her point, it now depends on which kind of mental illness you are talking about majorly. And now when you go to personality disorders, some personality disorders are histrionic that are common in women. You know, they want to see my hair, new hair, what, and then you know, and then when you go to substance use, the drugs that are really a problem now, you see that the men are leading, and then we go to depression and you know that stuff. Then you go to schizophrenia, which is one equal, somewhere equal.
So it depends on. We share the disorders.
We share the male, the female, the young, and the old.
Let's go for a quick breather. When we return, we're going to be talking about, you know, some of the causes of suicide, you know, the prevention, all those things in the next segment. Do not go away. I take a breather and I return in a bit. In case you're wondering where we are in Bugolobi. We are at Luthuli Avenue at Talent Worlds Limited, plot 37A here in Bugolobi. These guys have taken us front row seat at, you know, creating a creative incubation space where they give you what you need to be creative. Like today, we're sitting and we're shooting here now. Many thanks to Talent Worlds, but we are broadcasting live on U24 television. The show is U24 television. Now more than ever, I'm still yours truly, Shadrach Shagaf Kisame. And tonight we're talking so much about mental health. Now the guys in the show today, I'm telling you, they've been doing so many things with Acts Fund. And these people have taken a front row seat at making sure that you have a mental health that is sound and stable. I'm telling you, these guys are informing me, who comes from a pure, typical African background, that mental health is really something that you need to prioritize. We're here with the guys, and before, you know, we left off, we're just talking about some of these causes, you know, and let's just wind up, you know, some of the reasons why people end up there and what Acts Fund is doing to try and close or remedy this nightmare.
Yeah, well, as Acts Fund, we are doing a lot of awareness, and that is why we're here. You know, Shadrach, we've talked about a number of causes for suicide. But you know, and the main thing is depression and the life events that we go through. But you know, you cannot change life. You can't do away with the stressors. Life will always be difficult. There will always be people better than you. Work will always stress you. Children will always stress you. Difficult things will always.
Boys will always leave you.
Yes, you will always.
Boys will always leave you.
Girls will always leave you. You cannot control what's out there, but you can control how you respond to it. And what Acts Fund we are doing, we are raising this awareness. We are going to communities, we are going to schools, we are talking about this, but not just telling them about suicide and talking about this and that and mental health, but equipping them and empowering them with the tools. Because when you go through a difficult situation, which you don't have control over, you need the right tools. You need self-awareness. You need to know, who can I reach out to? You need to know, what do I tell myself in a time like this? And this can help you to overcome this. So this is the move for Acts Fund. If you are contemplating suicide, please, before you do it, before you swallow those pills, before you hang that rope, call Acts Fund. You can call us on 0200 926 555.
You want to do that again?
0200 926 555. That is a call. We shall pick your calls. There will always be someone available to pick your call, and there will always be professional help.
Right.
And then,
guys,
she was talking about depression, and I was concerned about it. You know, depression is actually one of the leading causes and mental illnesses that are. Actually, World Health Organization has it that almost 80% of people who are depressed always have suicidal ideations, and then 40%, half of them end up their lives. They terminate their lives off. You know, so depression is a very key factor to suicide, because many people who are depressed always at one time they think of killing themselves off, and they are just fed up of life. You know.
Talking about awareness, because you say this is what you're heavily invested in.
Yeah.
What have you guys got cases where through this awareness, people have literally turned their lives around, and they were actually going to do it, and they did not do it, and you saved their life because of the awareness. Do we have such stories?
As ACT fans, we have such stories. I remember when I was coordinating in Nakasajja village awareness, I met a young boy, and he was just 17, and then for him it was family dysfunction. You know, when we reach out with them, they first read the tag. They are saying ACT fans, team leader. So when he read the tag, he said, "Excuse me, I want to talk to you." And then I was like, "It's okay." I'm saying, "You're coming from ACT fans?" I said, "Yeah, I'm coming from ACT fans. I'm a team leader." He was like, "What do you do?" I'm like, "We spread awareness, mental health, what." And then he says, "I have a problem." 17-year-old boy. He was a boy. And then he was like, "My dad, my mom, and then tuition. They don't pay school fees because my dad is drunkard, and then my mom is always quarreling, and then they're always fighting." So his major primary point was school fees, failure to study. So he was like, I always want to commit suicide. I want to kill myself. I was like, "Have you ever tried it?" Yeah, even the rope is in the house. So you can see that, yes, you can see that the world is actually at stake. That's why we want to thank Madam Dana Chivuka for raising this awareness. You know, it's really so difficult to find such people who invest in knowledge and then spread the knowledge to the communities. So we've got such cases, just like I've told you. But the world is at stake, and we need to really do something as we are doing here.
So that means if you guys do not move out there, this will grow and the statistics will even grow.
Yeah.
Because people take it as a joke, you know, that someone, lost their lives, someone took their lives, and this is a serious issue.
Very. You know, in that cycle, from the time you get the ideation, side ideation, to the time you do the actual fatal event, a lot of things are happening within you, intrinsically and extrinsically. So when you get just a person, a shadow comes and interfaces, may not do a lot, but says, "It's okay, I also can do self-disclosure. I also maybe lost my parents in case of bereavement, and then this is how I did. You can save a life." Our ED, Madam Dana Twin was telling us that, how do you know that someone is think about it? Go to those shows and tell them. Maybe when someone will see this show and then, they are talking about suicide, maybe I can give it a benefit of doubt, maybe a second thought, and you're saving that life, and ACT Fund is saving such a life, So it's really a lot, and we really need to do a lot.
Signs that you look at and you're like, this one is in that. Can you know? Are there some signs?
Yes, there are signs. Though most of the time, because we are not in the middle of professionals. The friends that listen to us, people that we spend time with.
So they never know.
So it is hard for them to tell. But things like most people, actually, I was listening to a psychologist who said that 7 out of 10 people who commit suicide talk about it.
Yeah,
before.
Thank you.
Oh,
yes.
So indirectly they're talking about
yes.
You don't see me again.
Yes.
By the way, we've seen cases where people leave behind suicide notes, and then some of their friends are like, "Oh, he used to behave like this. They were isolating. They were, no longer enjoying the things they used to enjoy." So when you see signs like this, we need to,
And maybe to top up on what she has said, people talk about it. At one time, that's why it's a psychiatric emergency, actually. When someone says, "I'm going to kill myself, my dear," that's why we come up. Like me as an ACT Fund team leader, when I hear such, I call you, whether you're joking or something, because it has come from somewhere. Some words don't joke with them. So they talk about it, they start serving their favorite things. Some of them, you keep for me this, I may not be here tomorrow. So you interface and things are not adding up, and
I know. You guys, we can never exhaust everything here on the 30 minutes that we have for the desk. But I think we should do another one where we take that from here. Because there's so much to talk about, and guys, there's a movie coming after, so people are like, you're delaying, They want to watch the movie. But before we go, maybe under 20 seconds each, your last remarks as we wind up.
Ladies first, still? Okay. Mm-hmm.
No, you just jumped in right there. Just go on.
All right.
Yeah,
First of all, I want to thank you, Shadrach and U24, for actually hosting us, and we talk about the major causes and like what's with suicide. You know, suicide on 10th September, it's World Suicide Day, and then Madam Dana Chibuka comes in and says, let's also incorporate in the suicide month, and we spread awareness to this young generation. I want to thank her very much for the heart she has for the young generation and communities. Thank you very much, Madam Dana Twine. And also Acts Funds, they are doing a lot. We are doing a lot to see that actually to improve the mental health of our colleagues and anywhere we live. I remember Tom Sange Gideon. Thank you very much, Shadrach. Thank you very much for listening to us and seeing us. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Gideon. The only lady in the room.
Yes, thank you so much, Shadrach. Thank you, U24. Yes, my last remarks, I would say if you're out there and you're going through a difficult situation, please don't give up. You are not alone. Many of the challenges we face in life are things that even other people have faced. Acts Fund is here to be on your side to support you. Acts Fund, we have our main branch at Bayside Behavioral Center. We have a rehabilitation center.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in Busabala. And please call us on 0200 926 555 for any help and support that you need. My name is Bamanya Mary, team leader in Acts Fund.
Right, I'm telling you, we cannot go past this because we've come to the climax of the show. And remember, we live when it's hot, but for all solutions, it is the desk, and you can't be the judge for today. We have, a solution, one or two for you to, think about. You can't be the judge right there, but from me and the entire 24 management, we'd like to say good night, good luck, adios for God and my country. May the good Lord bless this beautiful Uganda. Until next week, some pleasant time. Of course, same host. Good night.